All right, hello, eighth graders. Okay, today we're going to talk about lesson 4.3, which is scientific notation. The reason we have scientific notation is because scientists either deal with things that are huge or very, very small. You know, like the distance from here to another planet, or when we're talking very small things such as atoms. So, what they've done is they've created kind of their own math. And we discuss that as scientific notation. It makes it a lot better than writing a whole lot of zeros or a decimal and a ton of zeros. It just cleans things up, makes it nice and easy, and it's pretty simple. There's one major rule to it. Okay, so when we look here, okay, scientific notation. The golden rule is you only get one number to the left of the decimal. Okay, so when we look at this first one, 1.72 times 10 cubed, this would be correct. The one where it says 17.2 would be wrong. The reason it's wrong is because you can only have one number to the left of the decimal, and this one has 2. Okay, and that number has to be between 1 and 9 to include 1 and 9. Can't use 0. Okay, it can't be 0, but it can be any number 1 through 9. All right, now what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about these. Okay, remember every time you multiply by a 10, you're moving the decimal one spot to the right. Likewise, if you divide by 10, every time you divide by 10, you're moving one decimal to the left. So right now, in this one, the decimal would be sitting right there. What we have to do is we got to figure out how many times it's going to move to put it right there. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then it becomes 1.59 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6,700. Again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's 6.7 times 10 cubed. Okay, 0.0059. Okay, now notice these numbers were very large numbers. These numbers are very small numbers. So this is where we're going to have a negative exponent. Okay, because remember, dividing by 10 is the exact same thing as multiplying by 1/10. Okay, 1/10 is equal to 10 to the negative 1. And we learned that in our last lesson about negative exponents. Okay, so when we look here, to move the decimal from here to here, because we're going to have one number to the left of the decimal, it moves 1, 2, 3. So 5.9 times 10 to the negative 1, 2, 3. Okay, now looking at this one, we're going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that becomes 2.3 times 10 to the negative 5. Okay, all right. So this was taking it from what we refer to as standard to scientific. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take scientific and make it standard. So now, since we have 1.73, and this tells us how many times we're going to move it. Well, if it's positive, we go to the right. If it's negative, we go to the left. So since this is positive, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, now there's an empty spot there. So all we do is fill that in with a 0. So now our number is 1,730. Okay. We look at 2.719 times 10 to the 5th. Again, we're going to say 2.719, and this tells me I'm going to move it 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And fill those empty spaces in with zeros. So 271,900, and put in a comma. All right, now that was when the exponents were positive. Now our exponents are negative. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be going to the left. All right, so I went from 1.39, And now I'm going to go to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we're going to fill these in with zeros. So it becomes 0.000139. All right, the last example we have here, we're going to go 2.7 and we're going to move it to the left 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. Fill in the empty spots with zeros and it becomes 0.0027. All right. So remember, this is what scientific looks like. This is what standard looks like. Up here, it was standard, and we went to scientific. All right? So that's the last lesson for this week. Okay? Let's make sure we get everything turned in by Friday at 3 o'clock. Please, let's make sure we get everything turned in on time. Have a wonderful day, and if you're confused on anything, send me a chat and I'll gladly help you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.